Alright guys, I don't know if y'all remember the winner of the aluminum frame, Eric Cooper, but went to drop off the frame to Eric and he says, I got a surprise for you. Think you'll like it. You can hang it up in your shop. And I got there and what he had was a couple very nice t-shirts that he gave to me. Thank you, Eric. But the biggest surprise was a Honda Red Bull Racing Mechanic shirt. So Eric, thank you very much. Awesome addition, and you guys will be seeing it throughout the rest of the video. All of you that are watching the videos all the way through, thank you. To you, those of you that are cutting out at like 2 and 4 minutes, I want you to know some of the best material comes later on in the videos, so stick with it. At the end of this one, I'll give you a sneak peek of some of what's to come and see if you guys can figure out what it is. But for now, let's jump into tearing this motor apart. So with the steel inserts around the crank bearings, I'm not sure if we're going to be able to salvage these center cases, but we're going to break into it and see what we got. Some nice sludge. God, this smells so good. Oh, God. I'm nervous to see what's inside this damn thing. I'm gonna take a second and spin us around here so we got a little better light. With as much water as in there, I'm gonna assume everything inside here looks like that water pump, but I hope it doesn't. Oh my God, I cannot believe those gears are not rusted. There we go. Oh. Holy cow. If the metal races that are on the inside of this are in good shape, then we might actually save this motor. I figured these gears would be I figured they would look like this crankshaft. But other than stinking like hell. I mean, hell, the bearing's even still turning. And you can tell this thing was plumb full of water. That is insane. Well, if this works out, then we can put the 90 bottom end back together as a clean, fresh unit and resell that and maybe recoup the cost of the bike. So, if we can start out the project at a zero cost, that would be amazing. Go ahead and take a picture of this before I tear it apart. It's always easier to go back that way. All right, shifter is off. Let's see if this will actually pull through. Oh my God. Look at that. Who would have ever thought with that much water in here that this stuff would be in this good shape? Look at that. This is amazing. I cannot believe this thing. Oh, I'm just worried about those metal races. If you guys aren't sure what I'm talking about, on the KXs, on the center right here, they reinforce the aluminum with a metal sleeve. So that's been exposed to air and water. So that's what I'm worried about. Well, let's get this thing flipped over and get the stuff off the other side and get the cases split. Alright, we got the screw out, and it had started to strip, so we were able to take the Phillips punch and some heat and smack it repeatedly, and it finally broke loose. So we got that out. We'll get the rest of these 8mm out, and then we'll see if we can get these cases to split. A puff of rust come out the bottom of it. Actually, that doesn't look horrible. The race itself, where the bearing was on it, did not rust. I don't know if you guys can see, the bearing is not rusted either. So we might actually be able to save that case. It actually looks really good. Smells like hell. Needs cleaned, but looks good. I don't know if you guys can see just how bad this was in here. Right there's the water line. The nasty ass bacterial sludge. Well, this is what saved us. That saved the bearing race. So let's see if we can get the other side out. Damn it. I was afraid of that happening. I don't think that bearing's any good anymore, so we'll clean this up, get some heat on here, see if we can beat it out. Alright, we're going to put some lube on here, let it set, see if it'll soak any of it down in around it. See air bubbles, which is good. Let some of that get down in around it. We'll heat the case back up. We'll try it again. And once again, it looks like, yeah, it's not too high. The bearing race is going to have saved our surface in here. So get the rest of these bearings out, get these cases cleaned up. That's all but the two small ones, which we'll have to beat them, pack some bread in them later and get them out. So that case is ready to be cleaned. Let's see if we can get these out. One, two, all three of them came out. Alright, this one's got the clutch rod behind it because it goes through the shaft, and there's no place to get the blind puller on the back of it because it's dead up against it. So what we're probably going to have to do is freeze all of this once we get it cleaned up, then heat the aluminum, and the bearings should drop out. So we'll get these cleaned up first, and then we will throw them in the freezer. I think you guys would agree, as far as cases go, they don't get much worse than this. 35 years old, left out in the weather. I did notice on this one, on the bottom of the stator area, there is a chipped piece missing, but it doesn't hold oil, and we can repair that. So let's throw one of these in the case, in the vapor blaster, and see how they turn out. Put some WD-40 on there so that metal race won't rust, or those studs, probably be able to reuse those. The race, although the ring here is not perfect, the race inside is good. So looks a whole lot better than that. And I was afraid we weren't going to be able to use it at all. And I think for a 35-year-old motorcycle, it turned out halfway decent. So we'll get the rest of it cleaned up and start working on finding parts. Alright guys, here's your sneak peek. Doing a little mock-up work. See if y'all can tell me what that is.